Morning, my dear friends. Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav series, the growth and development of India Meteorological Department. This is the topic of this video series. I am Dr. K.V. Balasubramanian, retired meteorologist from Chennai. This is my YouTube channel, Balavin Kural. If any of my friends have not subscribed the channel, kindly subscribe the channel and also recommend the channel to your friends, relatives, especially to students. So we are seeing the growth and development in surface meteorological observatories. So today we are going to continue that. How we are taking observations, I was explaining in the last video. In that I was giving the example of taking 3 UTC, that is morning 8:30 observation in the circumstances at Nungambakam Regional Meteorological Center, Chennai's observatory. Why I am telling all these things specifically? Because in Nungambakam Surface Observatory, wind instruments are situated on the terrace of a building, 3-story building. Surface Observatory is about 200 meters away from the building. But in most of the other observatories, the wind instrument also will be situated inside the Stevenson screen enclosure. In Kodaikanal, the wind instruments are kept in a small tower-like building. So depending upon the availability of space, we used to install the wind instrument, but it is generally recommended that wind instrument should be installed within the Stevenson screen area at about 4 or 5 feet. And 8:30 observation, we have to change the charts of the orthographic instruments like thermograph, hygrograph, hydrograph, barograph, anemograph, and all. In all other observations, we have to reset the maximum thermometer as well as minimum thermometer also. But in all other observations, these things are not there. Only taking observation. So we have to start 15 minutes before the time of observation. So you all hope you all remember the time of observations are 11:30 EST, 14:30, 17:30, 20:30, 23:30, 2:30, 5:30, and then again morning 8:30. So these are all the timings of observation. So let us say other observations, that is 11:30, 14:30, 17:30, 20:30, 23:30, 2:30, 5:30. All these observations we have to start 15 minutes before the time of observation. Observe the sky. Take the first wind reading. Wait for 3 minutes. Take the second wind reading. Note down the temperature from dry bulb thermometer and temperature in the wet bulb thermometer. Calculate the humidity. Check maximum thermometer and minimum thermometer. Note down the reading also. So it is not required, but it is required for whether to check whether the instruments are working or not. Check that we need that. So come to the thermograph. Now check whether the same reading is there in thermograph and what is the maximum temperature shown, that it is showing or not. Both we have to check. Then humidity, we will check the calculated humidity and the humidity shown in the chart, both are same or not. Then we will check whether rainfall was there. Then we will check whether photographic self-recording rain gauge is working or not. Then we will come back, wait up to exactly 11:30 and take the pressure reading, and then prepare the message and send. This is the procedure for taking other observations. Now, these instruments are working correctly or not, that is to be checked, because otherwise, if they are the instrument is having some sort of fault, and the observer, without knowing it, was reporting a faulty observation, it is very difficult to differentiate. So the observer is trained to check whether the instruments are working correctly or not. Even then, one team from the headquarters, that is headquarters will be the med centers which are there in the state capitals of a particular state. So Karnataka means Bangalore Med Center. Hyderabad is the med center for combined Andhra and Telangana. Now it is in charge of Telangana, and Amaravati is the headquarters for Andhra. Tirunelveli is for Kerala. Chennai Nungambakam is the for Tamil Nadu. So from here, one inspector and one of his assistant will go. When I joined the department, this inspector and his assistant has to carry 3 mercury barometers filled in glass filled mercury barometers. Very heavy things. This is to be carried in public transport, either train by bus, or sometimes from one particular place they have to walk to the observatory and all. And slowly the World Meteorological Organization was against using mercury. So these mercury barometers are slowly replaced by the meteorological department, and we are having digital barometers in our observatories as well as the touring standard. So this inspector will go to the station to inspect the correctness of the instruments. Before that, he will check all the correspondence before, from the last inspection to till date, and check whether what are all the requirements of the station, that he will note down. Then he will check what are all the instruments available in the station, and keep a list with him. He will go to the station, check whether all the instruments are available as per the stock list first, and then he has to check the readings of the thermometers which are in spare as well as which are in use. So for that, he needs icebergs. Then by putting thermometers there, he will check whether they are showing 0 degrees. Then boiling water, he will check whether it is showing 100. So if there is some problem, then what is the problem, he will note down. If there is any correction to be issued, that he will issue that correction. Then he will compare the barometer. So a thermometer, the temperature of a place will have one crest and one trough in the graph. This it will go to maximum position once and will come to minimum position once. But the pressure of a station will have 2 crests and 2 troughs. Bimodal, we call this as bimodal curve. So when the temperature is, when the pressure is rising, that time also we have to compare. When it is falling, that time also we have to compare. So morning 7 o'clock itself, they will start the comparison. This comparison will go up to 12 o'clock. In this period, there will be a trough as well as there will be a crest. So this period, they will check and find out whether it is the parameter at the station is working correctly or not. So like this, once in a year, these observatories have to be the instruments in the observatories have to be compared, and at the same time they will, if necessary, they will clean the uh, SS enclosure, and also they will paint the instruments depending upon the requirement. Otherwise, once in 2 years it is to be painted, because the Stevenson screen boxes has to be kept white, and 1.5 foot from the ground the legs are to be painted as black. The SRRG and ORG, they are to be painted with green. The wind vane and sub counter anemometer are to be painted like that. So many painting works will be there. SS screen enclosure may be have to be painted. The gate has to be painted. So like that, there are so many works are there. All these works these people will do by staying in the station for 3 or 4 days. So when all these things are done periodically, then only the observations that are coming from the surface observatories give correct value. So now we have installed automatic weather observation. So automatic weather observations have several advantages, several disadvantages. So when we see about automatic weather observation, at the time we will see what are all the advantages as well as the disadvantages, as well as how the automatic weather stations are to be maintained. So next video, I would like to share some information about our Director Generals of the department. Now, goodbye, my dear friends.